Alright, y'all. Today we're gonna be checking something. Like, this is gonna be something different on the channel. Y'all let me know if y'all like it, if I should keep doing it, or like, I don't know, but just give me some feedback so I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing it. Cause this is a YouTuber. His name is Jimmer Grange. I normally watch him, and today he like drops like interesting like basketball and NBA draft related content. So this one's called "If the 2023 NBA Draft Was Tonight." So right now all the players are gonna draft because we already have the lottery. So we gonna see, bro. Everybody knows that nigga WEMBY is gonna go first. And the lottery is the top 14, so we're going to see where it's going to. It's kind of interesting, bro. Because Charlotte really got the second pick.
After all the tanking, after way too much Skylar made.
Nah, that's, bro, like 10 plus teams, like, really tanked their whole season to get my nigga WEMBY, bro. They did the Houston Rockets filthy, I can't lie, bro. They did us bad. Because Victor was supposed to come to Houston. Like, the fact that Houston got the fourth, not even the second. Like, Houston would have been content if they got second or first, but they got the fourth. That's crazy. That's wicked.
Risk done. We finally have the official order for the 2023 draft. A draft that just might completely alter the landscape of the league going forward. Because of that, we're going in ascending order. And at the bottom, we're moving quickly. This area is still subject to a ton of change.
Alright, let's see.
Right now, you're going to see a vastly different group of players across all the different outlets. Draft Twitter kids are going to be endlessly debating this area, but we're still really early on in the process.
I don't know if y'all watch college basketball, but there's a dude that played for my school. His name is like Jarris Walker. I heard people saying he might go in the lottery. We're going to see. He like played for the University of Houston.
Right now, you're going to see a vastly different group of players across all the different outlets. Draft Twitter kids are going to be endlessly debating this area, but we're still really early on in the process. The Pelicans are at 14. Going guard seems to be the betting favorite. Out of their options, they end up with Nick Smith Jr., someone that came into the year mocked as a top selection, but with the help of a knee injury, really struggled to score consistently, leading to this position. The Raptors are officially at 13. This range is always so hard to predict. You've got a ton of prospects legitimately in contention, and these teams are typically fringe playoff teams, increasing the chance that they go conservative. With the Raptors facing a lot of their core's contracts coming to a conclusion, they actually go upside. In this case, it's Keyonte George. Similar to Smith, George is a solid
Keyonte George? Oh, that's dude from Baylor. Nah, I think he's going to be nice.
Athlete whose efficiency was not great, but it's the blatant scoring talent that has scouts willing to take.
I really messed with him from high school. He played on IMG, I think. Yeah.
Well, I think this is one of the more interesting spots in the draft. This is a team that had a very clear strategy since Kevin Durant's departure, valuing upside over anything. But after making
I think it's rest for them.
There's no tanking in sight for this franchise.
Oh no, I forgot they have Shea.
Amount of their roster dedicated to project players. So here they play it fairly safe, going with one of the faces of the national champion UConn Huskies, Jordan Hawkins.
Who that?
He is someone that has a case for the best shooter in the entire draft.
Oh,
he's not the athlete.
That's what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? She's tall and played for LSU. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the girl that played for LSU that's like 6'3". I think this is her cousin. No disrespect, bro, but like, that's how I found out about him.
To the guys in this range,
I heard they both won championships.
He has an extremely thin frame, but he still has great length and improved
Angel Reese,
and no one has to question his shooting. His contested shot making.
But I think he's low-key undersized. He's like, what, 6'1"?
His off-ball movement was a cornerstone
barely
of UConn's offense, and it's ultimately why the odds
I've seen him stand next to Angel
are so intriguing.
She like got 2 inches at least on him.
But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. The Thunder play it safe in the eyes of many, but
but he's good though. I like that.
Sacrificing an ounce of upside. The Magic are at 11 with their second lottery selection. Orlando's already invested a lot of draft capital into their backcourt. That's not stopping this season.
Yeah, Orlando, that's a quick franchise, bro. They're done.
There's a lack of confidence in him being a volume scorer, but he's got a decent shot from outside, and his defense seems like a foregone conclusion. He is one, if not the best, on-ball defenders in this class. The Mavericks avoided disaster last night. They held on to their 10th overall pick and now walk away with a prospect that skyrocketed up the board this season, and for very good reason. 6'9", UCF forward Taylor Hendricks. He's a great athlete and versatile defender that put up 15 a game, shooting 39% from 3.
He don't look like 6'10".
To see why he's climbing up the board. He screams Jaden McDaniels, Jeremy Grant. Alongside Luka, you've got to love this fit. The Jazz are at 9 and grab possibly the safest prospect in this range. Lights out shooter, Kansas shooting guard Grady Dick. Grady was one of the
I didn't hear nothing about him in college, but I know him in high school like his senior year. I heard about him. I know he was tough, but I didn't hear nothing. Not one word about him in college.
In the country all season. He finished the year eclipsing the 40% mark, while taking 6 attempts a game, both on and off the ball.
He did him dirty. What kind of picture is this, my nigga? He looks like a He looks like an assassin, bro. Like
feet. Few freshmen have ever pulled off, especially while playing at a top program like Kansas. You tag on a 6'8" frame.
He's 6'8". I didn't even know he's that tall.
At 8, we've got the Washington Wizards finally addressed the point guard spot, going with Anthony Black.
Yeah, I heard about it.
As a freshman at Arkansas, he averaged 13, 5, and 4. As a scorer, the expectations aren't too high, but the floor-to-ceiling combination is elite. He stands as a 6'7" point guard with incredible ability.
This has to be cat. You know he's 6'7".
The biggest concern right now
I
is
guess the people on the court is what, 7-footers, bro. He looked like he was
has
like
given many
6'4",
confidence in
maybe.
that changing quickly. The comp coming up over and over again is Lonzo Ball.
Tough hair though. Fuck with
the Wizards finally don't get overexcited about college scoring production and draft an elite profile. 7 belongs to the Pacers, a team that a year ago walked away with 2 extremely promising guards.
Who?
Now they look elsewhere and draft someone that's been projected in this range all season. Villanova's Cam Whitmore. Someone that's coming in with an NBA-ready 240-pound frame. Scoot Henderson is the only other prospect in this draft with a remotely comparable physicality at the rim. If his shooting improves and he can comfortably play on the wing, he has a real chance to exceed even this high of a draft position. The Orlando Magic are at 6, and as things are shaping up right now, it seems like this spot is pretty safe to project. They'll likely end up with whichever of the Thompson twins is on the board.
Of the 2
6'7" hyper-athletic twins that played in the Overtime Elite League this season.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. If Asar and a man, I heard they're gonna be drafted, but if they are drafted top 10, bro, that'd be crazy. 2, aside from them being brothers, twins, and then they play for overtime, they didn't go to college, bro. That'd be crazy.
A majority of both stocks is made up from their frame, athleticism, and fluidity possessing the ball, but Asar's bringing more of a wing skill set to the table. More shooting, or at least willingness to shoot. The Magic now walk away with 2 much-needed additions to this backcourt. Man, you've got to feel for Pistons fans. They lost their young star due to injury, but at least they were getting the worst record in the league, the top odds in the lottery, the worst-case scenario being the 5th overall pick. But after we saw 9 straight selections go by exactly as projected, the Pistons were the first team to move, ending up with the worst-case scenario 5 spot. Here their decision seems to be shaping up to take one of the available Thompson twins or Houston's Jarris Walker, which is ultimately the route they go with.
Shit. I thought he was just a lottery. I didn't know he was like top 5 projected. That's tough.
To their front court recently.
That's tough.
Drafting guys like Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren, while also taking chances on recent top picks like Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman. But that's not going to stop them here.
This dude, wait, where's he at?
Adding to their front court recently, drafting guys like Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren, while also taking chances on
this dude right here, this Diallo dude. I thought he was gonna be something crazy, bro, because I think I seen him go crazy in one of those dunk contests. But that's when I know, bro. You could be good and go crazy in the dunk contest, but you dog shit in the NBA, bro. Like, dunking doesn't mean nothing, bro. It doesn't mean nothing nowadays.
Recent top picks like Marvin Bagley and James Wiseman.
Maybe like back then when like Dominic Wilkins
they take the risk
was in the league,
Cunningham,
but like
Jaden
now,
Ivey can be the elite offensive duo.
He could have a 50, 55-inch vert. Doesn't matter.
The thing that jumps out for Walker is the frame. 6'7", 250 pounds.
I don't think they're gonna use him right in Detroit though.
You pair that with just 11 points a game, and most first impression is that his stock is nearly all defense. But that isn't necessarily the case. It's the cornerstone with his elite strength to mobility ratio, but that alone would not get him drafted this high. It's his offensive upside at this NFL-like frame that's really been intriguing. Between his okay production as a spotted perimeter shooter, his incredible second pass ability, really just anticipatory playmaking in general, and then some of his scoring moves like his turnaround mid-range or his floater off the dribble that you just really don't see from a player with this kind of frame. Walker joined a top Houston team this season where he didn't have the comfortability of being a pick-and-roll big. That just wasn't a part of their offense, but he still found a way to shine on both ends of the floor. No prospect in this range is coming without concerns, so the Pistons grab a guy that's defense and playmaking could make him the perfect addition to Caden Ivey, but the door's still open for him to actually be a reliable shot creator.
I want it.
Top 3,
someone else should take
it.
Not Detroit.
With these high upside, great physical profiles. This lottery features some of the least perimeter scoring production we have seen in a very long time. This is most likely going to cause some super surprising selections. A team that could be making one is the Houston Rockets. They were extremely disappointed with the outcome of the lottery. After finishing with the second worst record, they end up at 4. As of now, they're clearly favored to go in the direction of Amin Thompson or Jarris Walker, but there's a fairly big pool of players in contention here. Ultimately, they end up with Amin Thompson, who brings elite athleticism, size, and slashing, just like his brother.
I think they're going to go with Jarris,
the Rockets
and Amin is going to go
is the role he's historically played alongside his brother as the point guard. Not just that, but he's an elite floor general. The shooting will be a concern, but for someone whose offensive game
56%
is so fluid
from the field is tough.
It's hard to imagine that not being a hurdle.
25 from the 3 is bad.
The Rockets' defense this season was atrocious. Going forward,
Rockets definitely not get him. Because you can't have Jalen Green and a man or one of the Thompson twins on the same team, bro. With KPJ, bro, that's just a fucking AAU game, bro. Be doing 360s off the backboard. It'll be fun as hell to watch. I ain't gonna lie, but like they gonna get negative wins, bro.
Jay and Jalen
Trust
Green
me, negative.
Sharing the court too often is just not a viable
the record
option.
is gonna be crazy.
So here they grab a guy that counters a lot of Green's faults while possibly still taking the most upside on the board.
Nah, it's
hard to overestimate how tough of a result this was for Houston, given their current pick situation. Right now, their first rounder next season is most likely going to Oklahoma City. It's got a top 4 protection, but that's hard to count on. We just saw the worst record in the league fall outside the top 4. The dream scenario was landing one of these top 3 picks, their third in 3 years, and then using their vastly available cap space to start getting aggressive and put this full-on rebuild in the past, especially with not only their 2024 pick in control of Oklahoma, but also their 2026 one. Now they could still do this being at 4, but there's just a lot less room to be confident. There's some scary scenarios ahead for them. If they're putting out a similar roster next season, there's a very real world where they're handing the Thunder a selection as high as the 5th overall pick in the draft. The team is much more than a coaching change and Amin Thompson away from turning things around. We've seen the big-time free agent rumors such as James Harden, but these types of situations, again, are hard to count on. Most of these scenarios usually result in striking out on the big names and then overpaying the others out of fear of handing over a top pick. Now we enter the top three where there's a clearly defined line from the rest of the prospects. That team holding their pick is the Portland Trailblazers, who end up with Scoot Henderson. Now this situation is fascinating. Similar to the Rockets a year ago, if they're still here when...
The only reason they'll go with Scoot is if they're sure they're going to trade that nigga Dame. If they're going to have Dame, bro, because, bro, Dame, Anthony Simmons, and Scoot, I don't see that being a good, like, backcourt, bro. Because they're just undersized. Simmons is like, what, 6'4"? If that. Probably 6'3".
When it comes time to make a selection, their decision will be made for them. They'll be selecting whoever's available between Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson. In this case,
Brandon Miller.
Yeah,
Scoot. It's for sure Scoot. Because the top 2, yeah. The Spurs is for sure going with Wemby. Then Charlotte is going with Brandon Miller. Because they don't need... They're going to waste my nigga Scoot, bro. So just go with Brandon Miller.
Well before the season even started. The point guard is a deceiving 6'2", as he also has a 6'9" wingspan. It takes mere seconds to see why he's miles ahead of the next point guard in this class.
6'9"
He was gifted with a ridiculous burst and ability to just fly out of the gym. He needs very little room to put anyone on a poster. Think young Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook. He's a wizard in traffic, keeping the ball on a string, which comboed with the attention he attracts from opposing defenses makes his playmaking look effortless. His shooting off the dribble, especially in the mid-range, is promising. The perimeter shooting has a ways to go, but after seeing the recent success of guards with similarly limited skill sets like SGA and Ja Morant, no scout is hesitating.
But I like the fact that, because he was in the G League, but last year, they did that man Jalen Hardy bad. Jaden Hardy. He was like this, bro, average 19 going crazy, but was like, 19% from the 3 or some bad shit, bro. So they didn't fuck with him because of his efficiency. I'm just happy they didn't do that man.
Point guard in this class. But
I think he probably fell out the lottery too. That dude,
99% of the time, a prospect this caliber is walking into a scenario where they get to run the show. Going to Portland, that won't be the case. In fact, he's probably coming off the bench. Right now, the Blazers have Damian Lillard under contract till 2027.
Oh shit! I just remembered.
His 23-year-old co-star Anthony Simons shares the backcourt with him and stands at just 6'3", leading to very little positional flexibility. As the roster stands right now, it's hard to see a world he can crack the starting unit. This odd scenario, combined with Jeremy Grant's impending free agency, and this team still being several moves away from actually making a deep playoff run, might force the Blazers' hand. They need to make a decision. Rebuild, or actually try to compete with Lillard. Right now we're seeing a lot of debates on both what the Hornets should and will do on draft night. If they do end up going Scoot, things become a lot less complicated for Portland. Scoot is the level of prospect that certain front offices could just become infatuated with, draft, and figure out the fit later. The one trend that is completely bulletproof and undeniable in the draft is drafting fit over talent is, and always will be, a mistake. But in this specific instance, with most having Brandon Miller and Scoot...
Yeah, because that's what they did with that dude Wiseman. The Warriors went with Wiseman over Melo because it's better fit over talent. And that shit did not go as planned at all. So, if it's talent-wise, I don't even know who's more talented. Y'all think who? Brandon Miller or Scoot? I think people think it's Scoot, but Brandon is just like, he seems like the perfect fit right now.
Neck and neck as we get closer and closer to draft night. The Hornets do end up going Brandon Miller at 2. It's a selection that not only makes more sense on paper, but actually comes with a higher ceiling for this team when you consider the value of hitting at the wing position opposed to the point.
They gotta trade that man
franchise that has a point guard that won Rookie of the Year a couple seasons ago. LaMelo was hurt for a majority of this season, but in the 36 games he played, he averaged 23, 8, and 6, shooting 38% from 3 while taking over 10 attempts a game. Here, they're pairing him up with nothing short of an incredible wing prospect in Brandon Miller. It's fascinating how polar he's become in this draft. It most likely stems from people taking the hard stance between him or Scoot, but there's a lot to like here. The 6'9" freshman led Alabama to the top seed in the NCAA tournament. He averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds. The foundation of his game is a lead behind the arc. He took nearly
don't be deceived though, because that man in Houston, Jabari, was damn near this good, bro. It was damn near like this, but look what happened to Jabari.
A game while shooting 38%. Overall, his offensive game just doesn't.
I'm not even gonna be hyped on him yet. I'm gonna have to see him do something.
Attacking the rim became a bigger part of his game.
At least give us like 13 points,
flashes in the pick and roll,
6 boards your first year,
and playmaker, something
and at least solid efficiency. Then we're gonna start talking.
While in college he was a respectable defender, it is that end of the ball that is the most common concern brought up. The lateral quickness and decision making are there, but it's the twig frame that has scouts concerned about his effectiveness on that end with the physicality jump of the NBA level. But for players that don't come into the draft with defense being a cornerstone of the skill set they bring to the table, there might not be a harder thing to predict in the draft. What we do know is that he's a special offensive talent. Don't take for granted this kind of perimeter production from a 6'9" freshman. It doesn't come around very often.
And he can still probably reach like 6'10",
They've got some contract decisions to make. Defense has to be added to this group at some point.
Y'all know what happened with
But we can see them get LaMelo back healthy, land a top-end wing prospect, and potentially bring back Miles Bridges after the remainder of his suspension. Someone who we last saw was averaging 20 a game. The group has a long ways to go. They probably have a lot more top picks headed their way. But I think there's some room to be hopeful. Something that really might not have been the case had they ended up outside the top 3. Now, most of the time, landing the second overall pick in the draft feels amazing. But man, did it have to burn for Charlotte fans being one spot away from possibly the best prospect of a generation. Maybe even all time, Victor Wembanyama.
What y'all think about that, bro? Y'all think they're dragging it? A lot of people are saying this is better than LeBron, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, bro. I wasn't alive for LeBron's time, but I heard so many stories for LeBron, bro. I heard he was crazy. I heard he was damn near doing what Victor is doing right now, but back then with no social media. So that's like 10 times, 20, 50 times more valuable if you ask me. But hey, though, we going to see, though. I'm not going to judge my nigga Wemby yet, but I'm hoping, bro, please. You got to, bro, you got to go crazy your first year. At least win Rookie of the Year. No, that's a given. That's not even a standard. You have to win that. Rookie of the Year for sure. Low-key might have to put up stats that might consider you the All-Star game. So you got to average like 20, like a double-double, 20-point double-double. With solid efficiency, my nigga, I promise you. Even if y'all are last in the league, if you're averaging a 20-point double-double with solid efficiency, you're going to make an All-Star team, bro. And if you do that, you're going to be like the first person to do that since what? In probably, 50 years, bro? I don't think anybody did that shit since who? Jordan? That's if Jordan did. No, sorry, Kobe. My fault. No, not Kobe. I think it was, since Jordan. If Jordan did that. Y'all let me know if I'm chatting or not.
Which we saw the ESPN desk with Woj at the lottery doing, is a little ridiculous, but without the assumed injury risk, there would be a very strong case to be made. We have never seen a prospect like this before.
Oh, so it's Wembanyama. I thought it was
We've never seen a player with even a similar frame with coordination and skill of someone that is 6'7". This is someone that can dribble out of traffic, run in the open court, hit threes, get them off whenever, wherever he wants to. But
the fact he got the rebound is crazy from a three-point shot.
Record-breaking 8-foot wingspan truly might be the scariest part of his game. Spurs fans, just take a second to appreciate how lucky you are. If they're not already jealous yet,
Wait, but he was no. I thought he was like they made it seem like he's a 3-point sniper. They say it was 28%. Y'all don't even see it. But let me move my camera real quick. Damn, I didn't know y'all could see it. It says he was 28% from the 3-point line right here. 28% is that's bad. People were saying he's like a crazy type shooter though, so either he was just chucking up like 20 attempts a game, that's why he's like this low, but we gonna see though.
Maybe the ability to watch Wembanyama leading their favorite team.
The
Spurs rebuild ended overnight. Now, a lot weren't thrilled about this landing spot, but it wasn't the worst case scenario. The face of this roster is Keldon Johnson, someone that this season has averaged 22 a game, and we've seen those numbers go up every single season with no signs of it slowing down. Their piece that everyone seems to be forgetting about due to his absence from the court for most of the season is devontetheone. We were seeing a breakout before his knee injury. He averaged nearly 19 points a game. Sometimes box score production can be deceiving from these teams at the bottom of the league, as inevitably someone has to shoot the basketball, but this wing duo is nothing to laugh at. Tre Jones is a respectable player. Their top pick from a year ago, Jeremy Sochan, brings a ton of versatility, and then they've got a bunch of other guys that at least have intriguing upside. Now, cumulatively, I want to make it very clear this is not a good group, but when you consider the team's historical ability to build competitive teams and keep people around, their contract situation, their sneaky good pick pool, and the lack of egos on this team, I think this is a core that's actually a pretty decent starting point for Wembanyama reaching the goals and expectations set out for him.
Okay, what y'all think, bro? Y'all think it's done? Like, y'all think Wembanyama's gonna lead him to like a... I don't know, bro. How y'all think this is, bro? Y'all think like he's going to the right place? Because everybody knows he's going #1. But I just think, bro, I know people say the Rockets was gonna be a bad fit, but I think Hornet would have been the perfect fit, bro. Bro. Hornets fans, bro, are literally, bro. Bro. If you're a Hornets fan, bro, I'm sorry, bro, because I feel your pain. Like, it would have been, if the Hornets got this, everybody would say, yo, Hornets are winning the championship in like the next 3 years. But bro, y'all are just gonna be in grievance, bro. Unless that nigga Miller goes crazy. But yeah, though, man, that's the end of the video. If you like to leave a comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, man, stay safe, stay positive, and bro, drink water, gang.